Hi everybody, welcome. It is now Thursday, is it the 10th of May. I'm wearing my lucky Liverpool jumper, which is also helping me. So I've had a pretty good day. Went to the gym for the first time in 9 months, and boy, oh boy, can I feel it. I think I'll be sleeping like a baby tonight. Anyway, what I've realized is that, trading can be a stressful career, job, profession, whatever you want to call it. Um, and to offset that, you got to have some exercise. So I've started on a exercise regime of swimming, cycling, and going to the gym. So I'm going to keep that going because the two are like this. You can't train and be successful without having some kind of some kind of physical activity to kind of offset all that stress and stuff that comes along. So anyway, so today was a good day. We traded three stocks only, which is actually quite good. Only had 21 tickets, which is actually pretty good as well. So let me just go through them. So let's start with the first one here. So this is in order of, this is in order of the trades I took. So let's pull up Excel first. So Excel was, actually let me get my magic pen. Excel was a very good short. I took it really early on. So, as I said yesterday, and as I plan to do is I don't take anything the first 5 minutes, right? So the first 5 minute candle was actually this one. So I actually did break my rule today. And normally I would sit on my hands for 5 minutes, but I just had a feeling that this had weakness in it. I don't know why. I mean, if you look at the VWAP, the blue lines of VWAP, it was kind of hovering under the VWAP for pretty much all morning. And I just kind of felt that, it didn't seem to have a lot of strength. And, even the last two candles before the market opened, it didn't give you any kind of, I guess, hope or inclination that it would actually step up to the plate and kind of zoom out of there. So I took it short at what, 9:33.37. So about 3 minutes into the market open. I took 400 shares, and then it did drop, and it dropped really nicely. And what I'm really proud of is that I covered at the low of the day. So you know how people say, don't try and pick tops and bottoms because you can't, and you really can't. I got very lucky here that I actually did pick the bottom in terms of covering it. So very happy with Excel. Let me move that across a little bit. Whoops. So that's that first trade there. So just the one trade, and to be honest, I mean, I'm not looking to make a lot at the moment because, like I said, I'm just still finding my feet. So if my day had ended at that, that would have been great. I would have been more than happy. Now moving on to the second stock. So the second stock would be LB. Right. So LB. Right. So what did I? All right. Okay. So I traded this twice. So once again, the market opens here at 9:30. Whoops. Market opens here at 9:30. Right. So you give it the first 5 minutes. It was a pretty long, weaky candle. But then once again, as soon as it kind of closes below the VWAP, which it did, I decided to go short here. And I think I went LB, it was LB, there you go, short, 400 shares. And no, sorry, my bad. No, the first trade was a loss. I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah, there we go. So I shorted LB here, and then I covered it at 33.09. So I made a loss of $104. Right. So what I did with this, so the first trade didn't work out. So I was actually right, but I was too early. So I shorted it here, expecting it to kind of keep going down. Eventually it did, and it was a good move, but it popped up a little bit. Now my stop loss would have been the VWAP, right, which is just here. And the stop would have been, and the stop, my maximum loss per trade is $100. And where is it? So there you go. So, I thought, shit, I'm not taking a loss on this or an excessive loss on this that will break me. I'm going to stick to my guns, stick to my rules, and if it hits the VWAP, which it did, I'm out. And I got out, for $104 loss. Uh, and then I saw it. So really what this was is what we call a false VWAP breakout, right? Because a breakout, if it had broken out, would have continued, you know, albeit slowly or sharply, but it would have continued to make higher highs and higher lows. But it didn't do that. So this is called a false VWAP breakout. So I went short again here. Now I probably could have got in a bit earlier, but you know, still. So 33, let's call it that, is my ultimate entry. I got in at 40 cents off. So, you know, I was risking 40 cents, so risk reward. So I was risking 40 cents, but my target, so you can see, so my target was at 33, where did I get in? LB. I got in 32.63, right? So my target was 32. And you may ask me, why have you got 32 as a target? What you know? So I had two targets. Target one, T1, is this black line, which is from a daily chart. It's one of the support levels. So that was my first target, and I covered just before that and just after it. My second target, T2, is the whole dollar mark. Because once again, as I said, you know, I really feel that these are strong numbers that prices congregate around. But I didn't let it get down to that, which I should have, because there was no real signal for me to get out, but I covered here and I covered here. Now, you know, it did reach my target number 2, but for some reason, I don't know. I wasn't looking at my P&L, which is great, but for some reason, I think I was in another trade. I must have been in another trade. I must have been in Macy's or something at the same time. And I just thought, right, cover it, you know, let's not take any risks. And then the third trade, so I took this really late in the day. So as you can see, my day finished at 9:56. All right, so literally 26 minutes after the market opened, I was done. And I was up about $250 or thereabouts. And I thought to myself, right, I'm done. I'm feeling good. And I don't need to trade anymore. And I'm not going to trade anymore. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to experiment and say, okay, you've reached your maximum profit target for the day. So you've done well. You only did it in, say, 16 tickets. So the commissions overall would have been probably about $20 or something along those lines. And I thought, okay, because I need to get more experience in reading price action, which is really what it's all about, let's try and see whether I can actually take a trade and just watch the price action. So just learn from the price action, which is what I did. So once again, I saw this setting up, and it was really weak all morning. And I entered here. My stop would have been above the high of the previous candle. So my stop would have been 20 cents away, right? So I was risking 20 cents. And profit target was, I was looking at making about 40 cents, because that was based on a previous resistance, a previous support level as well. And you know, as you can see, I covered here in 3 places. It got a little bit choppy here, and you know, to be fair, once again, I didn't really get an exit signal to say, right, get out of this trade, but I just felt that it was the right time to get out. I felt that there could have been a reversal happening, and let me show you what's happened since. So this chart goes up until 10:35 or thereabouts, right? So LB now is, right, so this is where I got out. Let me get my magic marker again. This is where I got out, which was what, 31.70 or something, I think, 31.70, something like that. And it's just, it really is still weak. And I'm telling you, if it breaks a $0.50 mark, which is, it's very close to doing. I mean, you can just see. I mean, there's no real strength coming from anywhere. It's bounced off the 9 moving average. It's not really going anywhere at this stage. You know, if it breaks below the $0.50 mark, and it's down, what? Look, it's 7% down on the day, $2.50. If it breaks the 50-cent mark, there is every chance it could get very close to $31, right? Because that $0.50 mark just makes a massive difference. It may not get there, but you know, based on this, if I was looking at, you know, going into a trade, even though this is pretty extended, I would use the 9 moving average as my stop loss, right? So what's 31.80? So you're talking about 25 cents stop loss, and you're looking to make about 50 cents. Actually, so let's watch it now. Look at that. Look at that. Can you see how quickly, if it breaks the 50, let me get this off. You know, once it's broken the 50, all I'm doing is I'm looking at level 2, right? So I'm looking at this. I'm seeing how many bids and the asks. I'm seeing what size is available. What are people looking to trade? Now, obviously, this is not total market depth. This isn't the full book of Nasdaq, as it's called. So I'm seeing probably a smaller version. There's a lot more to it. There's probably, you know, quite a few more rows of data that you can get. But you know, now it's broken 50 cents. There's every chance that this will go quite a bit lower, you know, if not close to 31 as a full dollar mark. So, you know, maybe have a look at the end of today, or if you have an intraday chart, have a look, you know, in a couple of hours and just see, you know, where it's got to. Anyway, so that was Macy's. And then the third trade was, actually, that was Macy's? No, that was LB, sorry. And Macy's, which is here, Macy's, we took just the one trade on as well. So really disciplined this morning. I saw it kind of pop up at the market open. Actually, this is the first 5 minutes, right? So I didn't trade the first 5 minutes, which is good. I stuck to my guns. And then the second 5 minute candle, it went all the way up, and I thought, oh, hang on a sec, you know, this might be a long actually, because it's setting up potentially to kind of shoot off. But then as soon as it kind of cracked below the VWAP, and there was a lot of buying volume. I mean, you're talking of 1 million shares here, just under 1 million shares. And as it broke the VWAP, I decided to get in here with, I think, once again, 400 shares. You can probably see my entry there. Where is it? Macy's there. 29.15 at 9:36 in the morning. Yeah, and I covered, it dropped, what is it, 29.20. So it dropped 20 cents, which looks a lot longer than 20 cents, but it was 20 cents. And then I had these daily levels here and here. So this was my target number 1, and this was my target number 2 down here. And I covered here and here. And then I just thought that it's still pretty weak. I couldn't see it coming back up. And I went short again here with, I think, smaller size. It must have been 200 shares. And you know what? I was looking at it and I thought, yeah, it just seems ready for a bounce. It just felt like it was going to bounce up towards the VWAP. Now, what would have been a good entry was not to take this trade, excuse me, but to wait till it came back to the VWAP. And if it didn't break the VWAP to the upside, to take it then. That would have been a good entry, because then you can ride it all the way down again, as you can see, right? Anyway, so they're the 3 stocks I traded today. Pretty happy with my discipline, pretty happy with everything at the moment. I mean, I know it's still sim, I know it's still paper trading, and I'm going to keep doing it till the end of next week. And then I'm probably going to go live the week after that. So anyway, cheerio, feedback, any comments, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.